Hello everyone, welcome back to the MOBIX channel. Now, the first thing I want to say is that all the products that I talk about on this channel, none of them are promoted content. I've never been promoted or paid by anyone. These are just products that I really love to talk about, and I'm passionate about the technology. So guys, most of these projects, they have tokens, like Fetch.AI has a token. MOBIX that you're seeing, they're developing the ecosystem, they have a token, but it's not yet too out there, maybe in decentralized exchanges and things like that, but they're building towards that. But what I look at when I cover these things is that I want to see these new products that are building, what will they be like in the future? What will their effects be like in the future? And that's why I cover these companies, because of their innovative ways, their technology that they're using. Actually, they're building products using complex but simple to use technology that can allow them to develop what they want to develop. So that is the reason why I talk about these companies. But before I talk about that, guys, I love Decentraland. So I just posted this because I have a small estate in Decentraland, and I have these N.I.O NFT bots that I created, right? So because of these N.I.O NFT bots, anyone that holds them will be able to actually, because I have an estate in Decentraland, they'll be able to advertise for free and promote some of their content on this estate, which means the N.I.O bot NFT that I created officially is a utility NFT. So congratulations to all that have it. So this just says N.I.O degens, so degenerates. N.I.O now has a home, which means that you have a home as well, which means that so that's the estate. 2 parcels of estates can advertise for free, promote your content for free. And this was just welcome to Agent Metropolis headquarters to be. So it's just a small estate, 2 parcels combined together, 16 by 16 meters, another 16 by 16 meters. But you're seeing in the background, I have some interesting neighbors right now. And this estate is bordering the Dragon estate. So I think there's a lot of volume that's going to flow in this area in the future. So those that hold the N.I.O robot, they'll actually be able to advertise on this, which is pretty cool. So congratulations to all those that own the NFT. But before we move forward, actually, let's get into the video. I want to talk about MOBIX. This is one of the companies building products on the Fetch.AI ecosystem. So these guys, they've really been persistent with their product, and they've been consistently building and advertising and really trying to figure out how to develop this new paradigm. So it's a paradigm shift of things, especially in Europe. They want to cut down the carbon emissions, and I guess most countries in the world. So these guys they recognized a market segment that needs to be filled, a vacuum in that particular segment. We want renewable energy, or we want people to use renewable energy, or vehicles that do not emit a lot of emissions. Let me close this. They want vehicles that do not emit a lot of emissions. So these guys they built an application that you can download right now, and this application, you can use it to use this micromobility infrastructure. That's what they're calling it, or that's why it's called, or rather infrastructure that does not pollute the environment, or that does not pollute that much. So you can use this application and collect MOBIX miles, which in the future you'll be able to convert into tokens, which are the MOBIX tokens. So this is an article they published out, MOBIX conversion first phase. So the usage mining of MOBIX tokens is the counterpiece of MOBIX. Since its launch, MOBIX users have been avidly collecting MOBIX miles, some perhaps a bit too eagerly. Each of the past 22 periods, 10,000 MOBIX tokens have been provided to the MOBIX reward pool, accumulating 200,000 MOBIX tokens. So they're just giving an example of how they've been expanding this. So if user X, this, and so just explaining the pool. So allocation and payout. The very first conversion will start automatically. So they're going to start converting them. So how do the MOBIX miles conversion work? For every period, the reward pool is distributed proportionately to earned MOBIX miles. If user X earned 80 miles during this week, her MOBIX reward is calculated like this. So one period, so they give you a calculation. One period is equal to a week, Monday to Sunday. So reward pool is equal to 10,000 MOBIX tokens. So they distribute them. They distribute them depending on the amount of users they have at a particular time, and also, of course, depending on the activity that you're performing yourself. So assuming all MOBIX users combined earned a total of 20,000 MOBIX miles within a period, the MOBIX token reward for user X reward is calculated like this. It will be 10,000 divided by the 20,000 MOBIX miles times 80, which will be MOBIX tokens. So that particular user will get those tokens. And guys, you can follow the math later, because people like to calculate the details of this, every single detail. So allocation and payout, the very first conversion will start automatically since it's handled by the MOBIX team. All earned MOBIX miles will be converted based on our conversion system, which is the one we've just looked at. all earned MOBIX will be summed up and transferred to MOBIX users that are eligible. So the MOBIX token will be transferred to their wallet step by step by the end of the week, March 28th, 2022. So recurring conversion periods are set to 7 days. The next period starts on Monday, 28th of March, 2022 at 9 UTC and ends Monday 4th of April at in 2022 at 8:59 UTC. So starting the new period, the MOBIX Miles balance of every MOBIX user is set to 0. This is necessary so MOBIX Miles won't be converted multiple number of times. So starting on the 28th, which is the yesterday of March, so an update allocation algorithm for MOBIX tokens will be applied. Stay tuned for a new blog post on this soon. So they announced that they're bringing this update. So how to collect MOBIX Miles is a short one, guys. So starting 28th, which was yesterday, MOBIX update the method of earning MOBIX Miles. MOBIX Miles rewards will be centered on the main focus of MOBIX incentivizing eco-friendly mobility. So this means that users will need to get moving in order to get MOBIX Miles. This is how. Start a trip and earn MOBIX Miles by starting a trip with your preferred micromobility provider or your own micromobility vehicle like your own bike or scooter. You can be rewarded 5 MOBIX Miles per trip. So trips are limited to 5 within 24 hours. So step 2, earn MOBIX Miles with your friends' trips. So the friend referral functionality is still in place and limited to 5 per epoch. So here's the exciting news. Now you'll be rewarded for every trip you refer. For every trip your referred friends complete. So this equals 20% of your friends' trip rewards. So this new logic will enable you to have your friends earn MOBIX Miles for you every time they complete a successful bike or scooter ride. To understand this better, here are some examples. You have one friend who has successfully completed a trip. Your friend gets a trip reward of 5 MOBIX Miles. You get a referral reward of 1 MOBIX Mile. So if you have 5 friends that have completed your friend referral to MOBIX, and each of these friends completed 5 trips in one day, the calculations for your referral rewards is the following. So 5 friends times 5 trips is equal to 25 MOBIX Miles for you. So go grab your bike and take a trip for MOBIX Miles, plus get your friends to earn these miles. So this is a promotion, sort of helping the application get spread out there, but also truly incentivizing people. So guys, don't be scared by this page. This is essentially what blockchain kind of looks like, especially the Fetch ecosystem. Through these websites, for instance, this is explorer/capricorn.fetch.ai. You can look at the validators, the number of blocks that are being produced, the transactions, or the block producers as well, the transactions on the network, the proposers, for example, the voting power, and so on. And you can also log in here with your wallet and you can do a whole bunch of things. This is an example of proposals. This is the sort of the back-end interface, which is at the same time the front-end interface of actually interacting with the blockchain, the most front end of the technical interfaces. So there were, you can see 2, 3, 4, and the 5th proposal. Some of them they passed, actually. The increase the number of active, I think, validators or something. Capricorn network upgrade also passed. So the Dorado network, voting period and voting period. So those ones, the Dorado network, there's the Capricorn network. So spend of Fetch Community Fund grant. So this was a proposal for people to be able to check their tax claims. So this proposal is tentatively passed, but it's still going on, I think, or it's actually passed. So it was implemented, and that's one of the things we're talking about today. And then the other until the 1st of April, which is the Dorado network, which will allow the Fetch network to actually start leveraging the upgraded Cosmos SDK with the Osmosis DEX, which will expand the utility of the Fetch token, but also will expand the utility of the Osmosis DEX, because people will be able to buy their Fetch tokens, onboard them onto the Osmosis DEX, then they can convert them to other tokens. Before, it was only Atom that was used, because Fetch is already listed on so many exchanges, and this is going to bring a tremendous amount of attention and utility to the Fetch token in and of itself as well. So, important announcement for those staking native. Starting now, you can easily download your CSVs for tax purposes using the stake.tax. Just input your address and you're good. So, huge thanks to stake.tax for enabling this service, which means, guys, if you're staking on the Fetch ecosystem, please keep in mind that the tool is in early development, so it's still important to read the CSVs and ensure everything looks okay. Don't just download and submit to the tax people. If any problems arise, then you can contact state.tax. So the reason they're doing this, some countries are really strict about this, and Fetch.AI is based in the UK, so I imagine they're a bit more strict about this, but which means they're forming a regulatory framework in the best way that they can without impeding technology or innovation. And this is Jonathan Ward, the CTO of Fetch.AI, and he's stating here, the stake.tax integration was voted for by the Fetch.AI community. This was a vote that the community voted for, indeed. So this is decentralization, at least to some extent, because obviously staking, more people have more tokens than others, but that's how it is. The more influence you have, the more, that's how it is. What should we fund next? So this one passed. You can get your tax CSV information. So this is state.tax. Essentially just come here onto this platform. And if you've been staking, I'm not really giving an example here with my wallet, but you can just input your wallet here and you should be able to get a CSV file. Guys, if you want to try this out, please feel free to try this out. But right now, I'm not touching this because yeah, I'm not in a country where I'm required to do this, but if you're required to, then I guess this will be a very useful tool. Guys, don't forget that they also have a token bridge. You can either have your Fed tokens on the Binance exchange. There are also some other exchanges as well. I think they've partnered with MSC Global, so I guess they'll implement that as well, but the other exchanges as well. So you can move your native FET ERC20 tokens that are on the Ethereum network. You can bridge them onto the Cosmos ecosystem, or you can use those centralized exchanges that I've just talked about to withdraw your tokens onto any FET native wallet, or you can use these decentralized options like the bridge, which is pretty cool. Alright guys, that's all I want to talk about today. I just wanted to bring you a couple of updates from the MOBIX ecosystem, from the Fetch governance ecosystem, what's going on there, and a little bit of what I'm doing. I've actually finally provided utility for my NFT, which is a very small step but a huge milestone, not just for me, but also for the people that hold N.I.O. So what this means is that as Decentraland grows, your potential to put your products out there will grow. Alright guys, I hope you learned something, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, bye bye.